And away we go. It's the Bearcat Breakdown. We haven't changed the graphic yet, but we're changing the name. It's the Bearcat Breakdown featuring Chris LePore right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, brought to you by our good friends at the Job Center. If you've got a business and you need some employment assistance, give our guy Chris a ring. Hit him up on social media. Whatever you need to do, he will get you taken care of via our good friends at the Job Center. Hi, Chris.
Absolutely. I will. I'll get the graphic updated, loud and clear.
All right. I don't break down anything.
You do this time.
LePore's breakdown isn't as catchy.
Yeah, you're
right. So the Bearcat breakdown, I think, is the best way to go. But
I'm in.
Call it whatever you want. I don't care. Just don't call us late for dinner.
Love it.
I used 6 of one, half dozen of the other day on a podcast, and Keegan looked at me like I had 4 heads. He said he had never heard that expression before.
Wow.
Kids.
I mean, half dozen, that's complicated stuff.
It is. I mean, he went to Indiana, so he probably didn't understand the terminology. But it is transfer portal edition of the Bearcat Breakdown. And as such, we will be taking a deep dive on the 2 new Bearcats, Connor Hickman, transfer from Bradley, and Arrinten Page, transfer from USC. We probably should have done this a year ago on Page, but sometimes the gratification takes a little while. We are now finally there with our guy Arrinten Page. So let's get this ball rolling, my friend.
Let's jump into it. Did want to give a shout out. I'm rocking the 61-62 hat today. Shout out to a couple legends that we have lost this year.
Yeah.
George Wilson, Fritz Meyer, those guys are missed. I did enjoy, playing golf and going to McDonald's with those guys occasionally. And
George was
they are missed. We lost a couple legends, man. I hope that group is still hanging out often, despite the recent losses.
I didn't get to know Fritz all that well, but I knew George pretty well, and he would sit with us sometimes at the Devereaux Summer League, and got to know him pretty well. He was a treat.
Absolutely, the best story I have on him is at one of the McDonald's gatherings. At 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, this group gets together at a McDonald's off Montgomery Road, and I showed up to a couple of them every so often. Just thought it was so cool that that group's still getting together 50, 60 years later. Just think that's awesome. And George handed me a DVD, which you don't see a lot of those these days.
The DVD burning game didn't end up being what people thought.
And it was I just said thanks at the moment. Wasn't sure. I thought maybe like highlights of the team or something. I go back and it's a free throw instructional video. Said he wanted me to share it with the team. I absolutely loved it.
Probably after a game they went 14 for 27.
Yeah, I was dying when I saw that. Too funny,
That's
man.
Outstanding.
Too funny. But
That's great.
Totally on brand if you knew George.
Did you add in the D. Alexander cut up too?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Hickman. What do you say?
Let's do it. Let's start with the Bearcats v. Hickman.
Yeah, there we go. We obviously got a live look at Hickman in Fifth Third Arena. So let's start right there. Here he is in the corner, guys, number 10. Obviously, the thing that jumps off the page is his ability to shoot the ball. As you will see here, coming off a pin down, nice little action here off a dribble handoff. We're not covering defense right now and Bearcat defense, but I can't help myself. Dan's got to go over top of this one, contest that shot, make him a driver. Come on, Skillings. Got caught there on the screen. By the way, very excited that the nucleus and core of this team is coming back. Skillings is going to have a phenomenal year. We'll get back to breaking down stuff, when we get back to November. Taking a look at Hickman here. He can shoot the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Made about 75 threes at 40%. That'll work.
Yes.
And when you're a good shooter, you get covered tightly, and there's space. He's an excellent cutter. This is him right here in the corner. Make sure I keep my mouse on him. He can do it off the bounce too. He's not just a catch and shoot guy. You'll see here, this is a pretty tough shot. Off the dribble
Off John
handoff.
Newman.
Little step back on John Newman, one of the best defenders, as we know. So when you run him off the line, I thought Jizzle did a good job here. Obviously, elite shooter. We need to run him off the line. He can put it on the ground a little bit. Has a good left hand. Can finish with his left, as you'll see here. That's over Aziz. That's pretty impressive.
For a 6'3" guy, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. That's almost a post move. I'm impressed with this kid's grit and toughness. Think he'll be a great addition. Can use the ball screen a little bit, handle it. Again, his gift, what he brings is shooting, scoring. That's where he's at his best, but tough player overall. Love his grit, love his toughness. Here he is pushing the break. Definitely more to his game than just catch and shoot threes.
Yeah, I mean, you bring him in because of his shooting prowess, but you're getting a
No
whole lot
question.
more than just a guy that stands in the corner and waits for the ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even though that
And
is part of his game, he's not limited to that.
no doubt. And you'll see here he can make some plays for others as well.
It's a pretty slick little bounce pass.
Yeah, no doubt. And we know based on the shooting numbers from this past season that this was a need that had to be addressed. We needed more floor spacing. We needed more shooting. Needed more guys. Yeah, there you go. Aziz licking his chops seeing that clip, right?
Rewind. Let's watch it again. Maybe
Rewind,
30 times.
Throw it up to Aziz, baby. Come on. We got some defense clips in here too now. Can't forget about my favorite side of the ball. You can pressure the ball a little bit. They did press occasionally. Here he is. Little anticipation. I just love how hard he plays. Definitely got that Wes Miller DNA. All right, let's get to Arrinten Page here now. AP. All right, last thing on Hickman.
How much film of
Obviously, we
this
had to
guy have you
address
watched
shooting.
How much film of this guy have you watched over the years?
Yeah, this was like a repeat assignment on Arrinten Page. Definitely spent a lot of time cutting up the high school and AAU film from the AP Isaiah Collier days. Have seen quite a bit of him, and it is interesting watching the USC clips because you'll see in some of the clips, USC's ranked pretty high.
Yeah.
And,
It didn't last long, but they were at one point.
Yeah. At one point, ranked high. Did not last too long, but that going back and cutting some of those clips, I was like, oh wow, they were in the top 20 there for a second. Obviously, didn't have the year they had imagined with all that talent, but majority of it being young talent and experienced some injuries and some adversity, so to be expected. But AP's he's huge.
Long,
And
athletic.
yeah, and he can move. He's huge, but he's not heavy-footed, which I think is, a rare combination. Because he's got big, strong legs, and sometimes with big guys with big, strong legs, you think maybe heavy-footed. A lot of those guys usually really, really lean lower extremities, but he is just as bouncy, quick, and nimble. In spite of that, so we will take a look here. He obviously doesn't walk through the door with Hickman's, experience. AP didn't lead his team in scoring or 3-point shooting or anything like that. But, younger prospect, obviously, who we've evaluated a ton over the past 2 years. And think he will be a good fit in the Bearcat front court. So let's jump in. This is him contesting the shot here. He is wearing number 22. And there you go. He can run like a deer. Here he is trailing the play with the long sleeves on. Good athlete, good finishing ability. Here he is on the cut. Let's run that one back so you guys can see the cut. He does play on the perimeter some. A lot of these clips, you'll see him kind of camped out on the baseline, kind of in what we would refer to as a home base or the dunker spot. You'll see him in here, like at the C in USC or the N in Trojans over here. But he will play on the perimeter. He took maybe a 3-point attempt every other game or so. Made a handful. Shot looks good. I believe in it. But here he is on the perimeter. Watch the cut on Bronny's drive. It's hard not to watch some of the other guys on this team too, because like they're just so star-studded. I'm like, ooh, Bronny, ooh, Isaiah Collier. But focusing on number 22 here. Has a great instinct for blocking shots. You'll see we got a handful of clips of him blocking shots. But
I mean, and that's probably on a switch. Probably on a switch, getting stuck on a guard, staying with him, staying even, and then being in position to block the shot.
No question. And he just really has a knack for running the floor. Shot doesn't look bad to me.
No, I mean, his shot has always been, it looks good coming out of his hand.
No question. Here's another look at it. Obviously, he's not going to walk through the door and you're hoping this guy, he shoots 10 3-pointers a game. But when you've got two bigs out there, of him and Aziz are, sharing the front court, playing minutes together, tough to have them both standing down here in today's game of basketball. So,
right.
Need to be able to play on the perimeter. Helps even more if you're able to make a shot out there.
I didn't know we were getting the AP 3-point package.
Oh yeah. You know I'm gonna get the 3-pointers in there now. I'm gonna show all the shooting we can get. This is where he's gonna spend the bulk of his time on the floor. Not a ton of post moves this year, like a true post up, like you'll see here. Most of his catches are a little lower on the baseline, where he's just catch and score. But this I thought was a good strong move. Get to that jump hook.
He's got nice touch when he gets to it.
No question. Again, not a ton of opportunities to truly post up, but running the floor, dunking the ball.
Can he bring that guy with him?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Again, I think this clip right here is essentially the number one threat he brings to the table. Big body as a ball screener, and then hanging out in that dunker spot to play around action and just catch and finish. Run the floor hard. You'll see him outworking the defense here. Look at how hard he runs the floor. That's his man, supposed to be guarding him. And he can finish and throw it down with the best of them. Again, playing behind the defense, reacting to drives, catch, dunk. Love to see it. And, I show this clip because we're going to get to a couple others where he maybe does a little too much on the perimeter. This is something, the staff's really going to have to work with him on is, slow down a little bit on the catch. Don't need to just catch and do something crazy. Maybe just move it and set a screen or shot fake and one bounce, move it to the next guy. He got caught as a freshman just trying to do a little too much sometimes. Obviously knocks down the step back here, but you'll see some clips we're getting to where, just kind of lost control of the ball, trying to do a little too much off the bounce. But again, it'd be nice seeing him at the top of a ball screen, getting a dump off and just dunking that thing or finishing an and one. And of course, we're going to expect him to offensive rebound. He plays for the Bearcats, baby. That's what we do.
Of course.
All right, so here's an example on the perimeter. Just handle, the pressure. Being able to handle pressure, move the ball, but watch the instincts to not stop playing and go block that shot. Truly has a great knack for it. Another example here, just doing a little too much off the bounce. Got to coach him up on simple plays, but again, that's freakish athleticism right there. I want to watch that one again. The instinct not to pout here or ask for a foul or look over to the bench or do one of these, but just to hustle, put his head down, and go make a play on the ball. Love to see that. Love to see that.
God, that floor's so bad.
Yeah, it's awful. And again, great instincts. Oops, sorry, went super speed mode there. Great instincts blocking shots. Should be a presence on both ends of the floor. Length, athleticism, the whole package. And then, of course, this one got me hype. I had to throw that one in there, baby. A little diving on the floor, a little Bearcat basketball for you. Love to see that. Love to see it.
Out in LA, they were like, whoa, what's that?
All right.
That hustle? Easy. Easy, young fella. Easy. But
Easy on that floor.
Yeah, that's kind of always been AP, is like there are still things in his game that need to progress, but the raw tools, the ability to get up and down the floor, to be a rim protector, to be a guy that can rim run, probably better than I would say better than anybody they had on the roster last year. Rim run and be available and ready for the catch. I think that's one of the things that always impressed me with him. And you saw it a lot because Collier was a wizard with the basketball. But his hands for a big guy, especially on the move, are really, really good.
Great hands. Great hands. Don't think we'll have, pitch ahead to him. He's got suction cups, man. He's going to go grab that thing and score it pretty comfortably. So, excited to add these two.
It helps in transition because you don't feel like you always have to play ahead of yourself, where we've seen them get sped up and look like a cartoon sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got that trailer coming that's 6'11" that's going to catch it and just hammer it on somebody's head too.
No doubt. No doubt. And I can share that edit if any of the fans want to see more film. I've got more clips. But wanted to give fans a taste of what they're getting. Definitely excited about adding the floor spacing with Hickman. I love shooting. That's going to be nice to have multiple guys out there on the floor at one time that can shoot the rock. Should open up some more space for, the attacking guys like Skillings, Jizzle, Day. And when they get in trouble, they've got a 3-point shooter ready for them.
Yep, Hickman and CMOS is going to be fun.
That should be real fun. That should be real fun. And then Page, obviously, we've got a couple holes in that front court, got to plug, and to have a young talent like that will be, hopefully able to coach for multiple years and develop. Looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks as always to my guy Chris LePore from the Job Center. And there's still one open. So when somebody else comes on, we will be right here.
We'll be back
breaking down their game.
Portal season.
Wrap it up.
We'll be back.
We'll see you next time. That's the breakdown featuring Chris LePore. I'm Chad Brendel. This is BearcatJournal.com.